Decided to buy a house in Dublin because her daughter goes to school here. So we found this property that had been abandoned basically, and we came out and we saw the river and we just loved it, and we said, you know what, we're going to make this house work one way or another. We had decided at some point just to knock it down, and one of my friends wanted to save some of the old paneling that probably was like from the 70s or something. So I said, yeah, you can have it, and I grabbed a piece of it and off it came, and we'll show you what happened. This is, the modern part of the house, of course. And as we come through this way, essentially this was all covered with an old 1970s, like a knotty pine paneling. And like I said, my friend Larry said he wanted it for his little place down in Nelsonville. So I grabbed a piece and I pulled on it and it came off. And I said, Larry, I think that's a log. So I walked over and I pulled off another piece, and that's what we found. I said, I think we have a log home. And then we got a little more curious and pulled off the paneling down here and found out that we have like a 25 by 30 two-story homestead. And having done a little research, we think it's from around 1820 to 1840. We're not quite sure. The land was originally given as a 500-acre plot to a Revolutionary War soldier after the Revolution. So this obviously was parceled up, and the cabin was built. We're actually going to donate it to the city of Dublin, and they are very excited to have it. I don't think they have another homestead cabin, which would be, it's this large, it's two-story, which is kind of unusual for back then. From what I understand, I'm learning as I go here, and I'd love to take you upstairs too and show you the second story. And so this is what it looks like upstairs, in the sunlight. The roof has already been taken. They've already salvaged all the wood from that, and it's just amazing the history. And I've had a couple of historians out here, and some just interesting little things like the logs being, they can date the logs by how they were cut. They're hand hewn with a hatchet. Most likely came right off of the property. And this is the chinking in between the logs was really what they did was they just shoved river rocks in there, and then whatever kind of a concrete material they could make locally, they would put in there. And there's a few other things on the property that have indicated to us like what these people did. So we have a smokehouse, the original 1820s smokehouse on the property, and the historian said, yeah, they probably had pigs because they would smoke pigs back then, and they didn't really smoke cattle, I guess.